Alright, so hi everyone. Welcome back to the beautiful A320neo. So today we're flying from Brasilia, which is here, to Rio de Janeiro, which is here. And so basically, I'm just going to show you how to program your FMC, or I'm going to show you the startup procedure for this aircraft, and then in a video a week from now I'll release a video on how to program the FMC right here. So let's get started. So of course the first thing you want to do is battery 1, battery 2, and then you get a little light up, and then external power. You want to make sure that your cabin crew supply is on, master APU, turn on your APU start, and then once you've done that, you can turn on your APU bleed. Take a little longer for your APU to turn on. It's taking some air out of the APU to put into the air conditioning, but it will give you air conditioning after a while. You don't put on your seatbelt sign. I like to put that on. Don't put that on just yet. Put your strobe on auto. Beacon remains off until you are literally about to leave the gate. Wing light, since it's not dark out. Nav and logo, you can turn on. So today I'm using SimBrief, and since we're using SimBrief, really nice and easy, we just click this little button right here, right about here, and gives us our departure and our arrival gate, or our airport. Then we go over to our ground, and that's a really annoying feature of this aircraft. Once it's up, it stay up. So you can turn on your captain lighting, you can toggle your jetway, your catering, and your luggage. And for right now, that's all you really need to do. Then you click this button right here. So I'm going to click it now, and it gives you all of your settings that you put in your SimBrief. You just click apply load. Today we're just going to do instant, so it's nice and quick. You can do takeoff here, but SimBrief has a better one. Today we're going to do IRS align time instant, so it's really nice and easy, and our IRSs are all the way up here, so you just turn on nav, nav, and nav, and then they should align instantly like it said. I'm just going to put that back to how I usually keep it, and we keep on this page for a little longer. Then once we've done that, we want to make sure that we know our takeoff or our takeoff pressure, which is today pretty high, actually at 1021. So yeah, and you want to set in your cruising altitude, which today for us is pretty high at 37,000 feet. Then yeah, that's about it. Then we program the FMC. Alright, so now that we have a fully programmed FMC, I like to go ahead and set our flaps for takeoff. I would want to set this to all, 1, on, all, and TARA. If you're at night, you use, for this specific aircraft, you use these two knobs. So, this knob and this knob right here. So, really nice and easy. You have your, radio, right here. The plane should auto-tune to the frequency for your ILS approach, so no need to even touch this in a flight. Make sure that your flight director is on, and that you have these little dots next to each one. Then you want to turn on constraints, and that's it. So now we have fuel on board. Let's make sure that our seatbelt sign is on. We turn these guys on, and yeah. Alright, so we've just requested our pushback, and we're pushing back way before we should have. But let's turn on our runway turnoff beacon. Wing, we don't need wing. Taxi is good. We can turn these to off. Make sure they're off, not on. And yeah, so what we want to do is we want to turn our packs off. Make sure that this is ignition, and then 1. One thing I like to do is wait till N2 is reached 5%. Then you can turn on engine 2, and then it will be able to start both. Make sure that your max auto brake is on once the engines are good. Make sure that your flaps are set, and the plane will let you know about all the rest of the things that you need to do. Make sure that that is down, so that you don't taxi to the wrong thing, or you can't see out, basically. Now you can see our flaps are extending. So right now we're at SBBR, which is right here, and we want our ground chart. So right now we are right here, and our takeoff is right here. So what we want to do is we just want to take Lima 1 Hotel and then Alpha, and we could take off. Make sure that you wait until you see a veil, and then a veil. Not yet fully pushed back yet, and we will be there very, very soon. And that's absolutely everything until we finish with this next bit. So it's completely up to you. You can turn on your bores if you want, but they will automatically set to one of the closest airports to you. So just wear that. It's not actually telling you where your airport is. It's telling you where the closest airport is, or the closest airport that it can sense is. So now we're just we should be rolling. Alright, so our flaps are extended. Make sure that your auto brake is on max for RTO. You turn that back to norm. Turn off your APU bleed. Turn your max back on. And if you see a random light up here, make sure that you address it. Everything up here is fully configured. This avail light is okay. Any weird lights down here, this one is also fine. This light right here. Make sure that you test your takeoff config. Okay, so our takeoff config is good. Want to add a little bit of power, not too much. Just add a tad. Then you just steer your aircraft with your rudder pedal or your Q and E keys on your keyboard. I am right now using rudder pedals, so that's why. Yeah. So make sure that everything is set up this way. If you're at night, just make sure your wing light is on. 100% make sure that your beacon light is on. Basically tells everyone else, hey, I'm here, don't crash into me. And if you don't turn that on, one, ATC is going to get really angry at you, and two, plane might hit another plane. So, but that's also why you have your logo and nav lights. So also make sure those are on. So we're taxiing a wee bit fast. So I'm just gonna slow that down a bit. And you want to kind of get this line in between right here, so that when you're taxiing, you're on the line. So maybe a tiny bit right, but a good way to put it is goes right into your right leg. And if you're sitting in your co-pilot seat, kind of on the right, but make sure that wherever you're sitting, make sure that it's not interfering with your flying, and that you know exactly how your plane is behaving. So now we've taxied, really nice short taxi. I really love that for this airport. Okay, this is a new phenomenon. Since this is just a MPC aircraft, you don't need to worry about it too much. So yeah, it just disappears into thin air. Now that we're going onto the runway, you want to make sure that we stay aligned. If you're on a larger aircraft, you need to do something called oversteering, where your front nose landing gear has to go over the line before you do kind of this. You kind of bring it around, something like that, so you're perfectly aligned. But make sure that you set your takeoff thrust to flex, which is right about here, right there. And you can see also right here, it says man flex. What are you doing? So yeah, that works. Now you can see this one coming up right here. That's your V1. And then very close to that is your rotate speed. So rotate, you can take off your hands off the pedals, and you can see kind of has that little bit of wiggle. Then you can hand fly a bit, landing gear up, flaps up, and you just do a little bit of hand flying. You turn on your autopilot, and just let it handle. Oh, what an amazing tutorial. We're getting to turn on the landing lights. But make sure that I usually just turn off my nose lights once that happens. But make sure it's on autopilot, and then you decrease throttle to climb, which is right here, right there. What now? Autopilot disconnect. There we go. Problem solved. Perfect. And that's everything you need to do. And then you just climb out. Once you reach 10,000 feet, you turn these guys off. You can track them. You should turn off your runway turn-off lights. When it's getting dark, like it is now, I'd turn on your wing lights. And once you reach your transition altitude, make sure that you set it to standard. Okay. And I have the transition altitude yet, but yeah, basically we're almost there. But yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial. We hope you enjoyed it, or I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know how you liked it. So thank you.